Hey guys, this is Hidden Matrix and welcome back to another video on my channel today. And in today's video I'm going to be carrying on with the Hidden Matrix art how-to tutorial drawing videos. So in this video we're going to be drawing everyone's favourite cute adorable yellow Pokemon called Pikachu. So what we're going to go and start off with is start drawing everything rough, so start drawing the shapes of how his body looks, and then we'll start fine lining everything, and then we'll colour it all in. So what we're going to go and do is start off with the head, which is a circle. So remember, everything is rough, so it doesn't need to be perfect right now. So you don't need a perfect circle. Just go around making sure it's circle as much as possible. Try and make it not too big so it's still got a lot of space on the paper to draw everything else. So next what we're going to go and draw is the body. So we go from the bottom of the left side of this head and just draw a straight line down, and then at the bottom of that straight line start curving it slightly outwards, and then you have a curve which curves inwards. You have like a C-shaped curve, and it curves back up into the middle of his body, where you could start on the other side of his body, his left side of his body for his left leg, and then you curve that up again. It kind of almost reminds me of a piece of toast for some reason, just the way it curves and everything. But you have the line and then connect that to the head. So you have that. So it's the simple shape for the head and the body. So what we're going to go and do right now is just draw. So what we're going to go and draw now is the bottom foot. So it's his right foot and his right leg here. So it's curved downwards. So it's like a triangle that has curves for lines, and then you just keep going down around about to here and then curve it up. And then you have two lines for the toes, because he's got 3 toes, and you separate that with 2 lines. So there you go, you should have the foot all done. So now what we're going to go and do is start on with his right arm, and then we'll add in the fingers to his hand. So what we're going to go and start with is go below onto this line that we drew for his body, below the head, and we'll cut it slightly, so we'll go past that line into his body as the arm starts a little bit before that line, and then you slowly gradually curve the line up. It doesn't matter if you get the line right now, but you want to try and get the kind of right thickness of his hand, because you don't want it being too thin. So what we go and then do with the other line, just below halfway of his head, is just do a line to the left. And then you can kind of line these two up here, these 2 lines, and then what we're going to do is add in his hands and fingers. So we'll add the first thumb here, and then his 4 fingers. Just simple triangles. Doesn't matter if it doesn't line up with the bottom line of his arm, as you can just edit that. So now what you do is the last finger, and then you can go and line this up. And I will just go and rub out some of those lines so we can get a clear view of the line that we're going for. So you should have something similar to that for now. And once again, this is all rough, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So that is all done, so we can go and start on with the left arm and hand of Pikachu. So what we're going to go and do is the same kind of principle with the right side on the left side. So we're going to go and line that bottom bit of the arm with the left arm. So it should start around about here, and it just cut into his body again. But just try and keep that straight line between them. But it's at a slight angle though, as you need to keep that straight line depending on which way he's facing. When he's facing around like this diagonal angle. And I'm going to slowly curve up gradually to around about there. And then just going to go and slightly show a little bit of a better line for his head, so I know where to finish that line. So we're going to go around about here, same thing again, the top line, try and keep them level. It's like an imaginary line that connects them. So around about here, you should have that line just like this. And you can then go and add in the fingers. So we got the thumb here, and then we can add the finger. Once again, they're just all triangles. So we've got the third finger there, we can add the next two. And if at any moment you guys need to catch up, you can always pause the video. So then you guys can then go and draw what part you're on for this drawing. And then catch up. So I'm going to go draw the bottom pinky finger. It's a slight curve for this one, and then it will join up with the arm, just like that. And once again, just rub out any excess lines. Try and make the line as thin as possible. So there we go. So that's Pikachu's right and left arms done, and hands. So now what we're going to go and do next will be adding in Pikachu's left leg and foot. So we're going to go and start off with a C shape. So it will sort of line up with this here, so we'll go about here, and then that's the starting point. It's the C shape that curves downwards. But it doesn't connect to anything. And slowly just gradually curve it down to around about here. And once you've done that, you should have something like this, and then you can start on with the foot, which has more of a oval shape. So if you get the circle and squash it into an oval, this is how the foot would look like. We'll add in his toes a bit later, we'll just get the basic shape going first for us, and then go around here. The lines do not connect, just to keep that in mind, so don't connect these lines just yet, or at all. And then we can go and add in the toes, so we've got these two lines, and then we can go add in that final toe, just like that. And we can rub out a bit later, because I've had different lines in, it kind of looks like that last toe is a bit filled in, so I will go and rub that out later. So you should have something like this for your Pikachu so far. So what we could go and start on now will be Pikachu's tail, around about this part of Pikachu's body. So you could go up here, and it's in like a zigzag shape. So it's similar to a lightning bolt, so you go down with this line and then back up, and then once again the same principle, go a line like this and then another line up. So it's like simple V shapes or L shapes, depending on the way you look at them. And then we go over a big line over this way, and then it will have sort of like a diagonal line going up, and then we'll go and meet all the other lines. So you're doing like you're basically doing the same on the way back to get up to where you are now. So we'll go right back down again. Pikachu's tail. Do the same thing, another line across and then down, and then you go and join the tail back up. So you should have a tail something like this. So now what we're going to go and do is add in Pikachu's brown bit of his tail. So he's got like sort of some like triangle looking things, which cuts off the yellow of his tail with the brown colour of his tail. And we go and add the last triangle like this, and then that would be separating the colours there. So there we go, that's Pikachu's tail done. So now that is all sorted, we can start on Pikachu's head, his ears, eyes, nose and his mouth, all his facial features. So we're going to start off with his chin, so it goes around about here, and then sort of curves up, and then you have it going up like this, and then it'll curve back in like that, and then we'll keep going round. Try and keep his head circular, try and not flatten his head too much. And then we can go and start from the other side, so we can then join it up. Once again, this just to keep you guys remembering this is all rough. So we curve it with the same principle on this side, then go back up to curve it up to this bit and join it around about here. So what we can then do, as the line here kind of joins up to about here when looking at Pikachu's proportions. So what we do have is Pikachu's ears now to add. So we will just go and add these, so that start around here, about there. I might end up clipping these off the paper, as I don't think I've got enough space for them, but hopefully you guys should. I will also add in the picture into the description if you guys do want to have a reference. But it's simply, it would go up to around about, like, it would go up to here, and then you just round it off with like a small point, like that. And that's how Pikachu's ear would look like. So now we're going to go and add in Pikachu's left ear. So it just goes across this way. Make sure that it doesn't clip into Pikachu's hand. Sure there's a bit of distance between them. It slightly goes diagonally down, so it's sort of like as a curve downwards. So it'll end up around about here, and then you just join those two lines up. So there we go, we have Pikachu's ear done, and then just add in the black line to split off the yellow from the black on Pikachu's ear. So now what we're going to go and do is add in Pikachu's cheeks. So these red cheeks, so we'll go, just make sure I round that a bit better. Then we'll go around about here, Pikachu's cheek, and curve it all the way down to round about there. And then just curve it up slightly, try and make it like this. So that's how Pikachu's first red cheek should look like. And then what you need to do next is on Pikachu's right cheek, is go from this point all the way down to about here. This one's a little bit smaller as it's showing less from that angle, but they should have pretty much similar sizes. So now that you've got Pikachu's red cheeks done, we can now go and start on with the mouth. So we'll start off with the top of his mouth. We'll just make sure I get the right line. So it starts off around about here. It curves up to around the middle of his head, back all the way to that roundabout there. And then what you want to do is, just before it curves upwards, go from this line here down to shape of his mouth. And then go and do the same back up on this side. Just make sure that Pikachu's mouth is a little bit more down, curved a bit there. Just like that. Do the same on the other side. So there we go, we've got Pikachu's mouth done, so we'll add in his tongue. So all that's left to do now would be his nose, which is a very, very small sort of pointy triangle. Something similar to that, so if you've got that, you should be on the right course for a really good looking Pikachu. So all we've got to do now is add in Pikachu's two eyes. We're basically two circles. So start off around about here. So there you go, that's Pikachu's left eye done. And then we'll have a circle where the light glows in his eyes for which direction his eye is looking at. So there we go, we've got Pikachu's left eye done, and we'll colour that in later. So now what we're going to do is kind of just get lines. It's slightly diagonally down, it's not on the same line if you did it straight because of the angle of his head. So start us off around about here. Similar size to the other eye. Try and make sure that you keep that in mind. Try and make them the right size with each other. So you should have an eye similar to that. So now we'll go and add in the white circle of this eye. Just like that, and there you go, you have Pikachu and all his features complete. So now what I'm going to be doing is just fine tuning all the lines, adding in better lines so they don't look as rough, and once I've done that I'll come back to you guys and we can start adding in all the colour to Pikachu and really start bringing him alive onto that paper. So as you can see, I've just finished Pikachu's lines, so they're all nicely fine-tuned and a lot less rough now, so we can now start on with the colouring. So what I'm going to go and start off with is Pikachu's yellow body. So what we're going to go and do is start off around the head area, just colour that all in yellow. So guys, as you can see, this is what Pikachu would look like with yellow on his head. So now what I'm going to go and do is carry on colouring Pikachu's yellow parts of his body, and once we've done that we can start doing all the other colours of his body, such as his cheeks, his eyes, mouth, etc. So I'll get back to you guys once that is done. So this is step 2 of colouring. So once you've added all the yellow colour, you should have something like this. So what we're going to now get on with is start colouring in all the brown areas of Pikachu, just like his tail here. Try and make sure that you don't leave any white gaps in your colour. Make sure that you get all the surface area coloured in. So that's Pikachu's tail done. So what we're going to go and now start on with is inside Pikachu's mouth. It has kind of like a brown tone mixed in with a bit like purple in it, but we can make it brown for now, and then we can add in the bits of purple to make it look a little bit more darker. So there we go, that is Pikachu's brown colour of his body all done. So we've done the yellow, we've done the brown, so what we're going to go and do next will be Pikachu's cheeks, and once we've done that we can go and finish off the black areas of his body with the eyes, and ears, and then we can finish off with the tongue. So what we're going to do now is use this orange and go into this area and just fill it in as much as you can. As his cheeks are more like orange mixing with a little bit of red, so you can either use red or orange for this. It's like quite a dark orange as well as like kind of like a light red almost. Make sure that you don't have any light areas where it looks too white. And the paper, make sure that you're always adding the colour as firm as you can. So there we go, that's his left cheek done, so we can go to his right cheek. Just like this. And that should be enough. There we go. So we're getting there, very close to finishing it. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, was add in the black. So I'll just find my black pencil. Yeah, so what I'm going to go and do is start off with the ears. Make sure you colour inside the lines. Make sure you be careful. Just have to turn this around so I can colour this in a lot easier. So sometimes if you feel like it's a little bit difficult to keep it inside the lines, you can rotate the paper. It just make it a little bit easier for me, this. So there we go. That looks very good. So we can carry on with the left ear. I'm going to rotate it again. Colour in all of this black. So, as some of you guys may not have, like I said earlier when we were drawing this, some of you guys may have a little bit more of the ear showing and it might have not have clipped off the paper. So you guys can fill it in all that black. There we go, that's nicely done and sorted. So we go straight onto the eyes, and make sure you be careful with the eyes, as you do not want to colour in any of the white circle, as you don't want that being small or looking like it's a bit bumpy. So if you want to try and keep that white circle as much the same as it was before you started colouring, so just try and be careful. So just make sure you don't go into it. Just go around it and slowly come closer to it and start adding small strokes that are firm and not too light. So whenever you're near an edge, just make sure you slow down on how fast you're colouring. So there we go, that's Pikachu's first eye done. Let's make sure I just go around the edge though there, just like this. There we go. And then we can go and start on with Pikachu's right eye, which is the left on our view. Once again, following the same principles as the previous eye. Make sure you're being careful. As before, I think I slightly slipped into the white eye. But we all make mistakes, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's not like you have to start the whole drawing over again. As long as you've got a good rubber as well, you can always find a way to get rid of the colour if you do make a mistake. So there we go, we've done Pikachu's eyes, we've done his cheeks, we've done the brown bits of his tail, and we've done his ears, as well as doing the whole yellow body. So what we've just got to go and finish with really quickly now will be the tongue. So I'm going to start off with a pink colour like this and fill in that tongue. And once we've finished off the colour, what I will do then is add in all the shading that Pikachu has. So over all his yellow colour, I'll add in like a golden shade, which just brings him out a little bit more, and then that'll be the drawing completely finished. There's a little bit of shading to do on Pikachu's tongue here as well, so just get a darker pink or purple colour and just go over the top. And then, like I said before, we're going to merge this colour in with the brown, so you can do that now. Just like that. So there we go, that's Pikachu done. For now we're going to go and add in with using an orange. Once it's mixed in with a yellow, it can make a golden orange colour. So we will just go and do that now. We'll be using the same oranges we did before for his cheeks. I'm going to go around on the top of the ear first. So you start from here, you go all the way down So around about there. And go in as firm as you can. This may be hard to see on the camera, as sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to see colours that are on top of colours when it comes to coloured pencils if you don't do this firm enough. So you want to make sure that there's more of this colour that I'm using right now going over and on top of the yellow, and make sure there's little yellow going through this. So you might be able to see it just there on the top around this here. So it goes from here right down to here, so you fill all that line there, and that is Pikachu's right ear done. So we're going to go to Pikachu's left. I'm just going to rotate the paper again, so it's about here, and then we're going to go up to there and just colour this in again. Very similar to how we did it with the previous ear. So there we go, that's how that should look like. So what we're going to go and do now is, by Pikachu's chin, we're going to go and connect this line with the orange, and it won't connect onto that other line, it'll just be slightly before it, and it's kind of like half an oval shape. So go and do that now, and try and make sure I can see as much as possible. So press really hard into that paper. You guys might be able to see it. It's about here. You see like a slight different tone of colour. So there we go, that is good enough for me. So I'll be there all day trying to get it on if I if I don't stop. Right, so go on the arm. I think how well toning comes out for different colours depends on how well you press down the paper. The harder you press, the more difficult it will be for colour to come on top of it, but it makes sure that you can merge two colours there. So you just got to get the right consistency. So there we go, we've done Pikachu's arm here. So you're just going to go from here down to there, and just fill that in best as you can with the orange colour to make a golden shadowing tone. So we're going to go and do Pikachu's left hand, his tail, and then a bit on his foot and around these knee areas of his legs, and then a little bit on this foot, and then we should be done. So there you go guys, this is how Pikachu should look. If you followed my tutorial correctly and listened closely, you should have something very similar. I hope it went well, I hope your drawing turned out great. So hopefully your drawing turned out just as good as mine, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you did, be sure to leave a like on this video before you leave, and if you're new around here, subscribe, as I do a lot of drawing tutorials on this channel as well as gameplay. For the drawing tutorials I've done so far, I do like Sonic characters, Marvel, also do Nintendo characters like Mario, so I'll be doing all sorts of characters, and if you guys do have a request, you can always leave that in the comment section below, and I'll be reading them, and I will write down a list of suggestions you guys leave for future videos that I can do. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a great day, you guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video.